afternoon, YouTube. Here with you on this Saturday afternoon. Haven't made a video for a while. Some of you guys probably think I've been missing in action. Nothing quite drastic as that. Basically, this has got to cover a lot of ground, things I've been doing while I haven't been making videos. So let me get right to it. First thing we're going to cover here is mail that I've received since last we spoke. I'm going to do the newest first. This is the, I don't know how many of you remember, but when I ordered those resistors assortment that I bought from here in the States, I also ordered one from China. And this is them. So I have now both of those, and looks pretty nice. This is 1,000 with 100 values, just like the other kit. This is not in a box, but other than that, pretty much the same thing. So this arrived yesterday, I think. These are mini 1/8 inch or 3.5 millimeter stereo jacks. I always have, just like the wireless transmitter kit that the AES transmitter kit that I was working, that would really benefit from having a jack like this, so I could plug my phone connection or MP3 player or whatever it is into that, and instead of having to use clip leads every time. So I bought 10 of those. Practically nothing, you know how that works. This is another one of those AES coils that went with that. You guys remember the kit? I don't know if I can get it to come out or not. Probably not. It's down there at the bottom. Anyway, I think you can see it down there. It's just like the other one. It's no different. I'm going to take my time with this one and mount it on a piece of wood and reinforce the lugs on the quill form itself, and take my time and do that. I've got 2 or 3 projects that call for this quill, and I want to try to use it with all of them. So that's what we're doing there. Now I'm going to switch gears a second here and look at the computer. I'll turn it on. I don't know how well you can see that, but that's the F-stab from my Fedora 25 base OS for my server that I'm working on. I'm using the Amahi server and setting this up. What I was trying to do, and this last line there is, there you can't really see the number sign in front of it, but that's how I got out of my problem. It's device SDB, and the next one's mount AVD, and the next one is VFAT, and I have RW, comma, no AT, no A time, comma, user, comma, UMask equals 0, and then 2 zeros at the end. That's what messed my whole thing up. I couldn't get into my system. I finally was able to get into that with by using a DVD of Fedora 25 Workstation Live, and I was able to get in there to the hard drive and put that little number sign in there so that it would not use that line. That's just a comment when that number sign is in there like that. And once I did that, the thing booted fine. So what I'm trying to do, and I'm going to experiment more with this, but I'm trying to mount the hard drives for my data drives on the server, and I was trying to do it in F-stabs to make it automatic. When you turn it on, it would automatically mount. But that didn't work. At least that one didn't work. I mean, the statement I used there. I seen a couple of problems. For one thing, I think there's more to the device SDB. I think it's SDB something, maybe. I'm not sure. But Also probably VFAT. I'm not sure if that's right. It's a FAT32 formatted hard drive. So now the read-write is the first line of the options there. I think that's right. No A time. I'm not sure exactly what that means. I'm going to have to look it up. I basically copied this from somebody's comment on the internet. This is what they use to get it to work, and I thought, well, I'll try that, and didn't think it was going to lock up the whole system, but it did. So I also probably need to use the UUID number instead of the device like I have it now. That seems to be the way things are going, and I have gotten the device number before on devices, so it's not a problem. But anyway, if anybody that messes with Linux has any idea what else I had wrong. Third thing in that options is user. Not really sure. I think that just allows anybody to use or to view it, I think. UMask equals 0. Again, I'm not sure exactly what that does. And I'm not sure about the 2 zeros on the end. But like I said, I went through this a long time ago, and I've forgotten everything I've done. So anyway, this is what I'm trying to do. But for now, I'm just going to use the mount command and see if I can't mount the hard drive and have it show up on the network. I've had some success, and I'm going to show you that right now. Hang on a second. Okay, this is the Windows machine here in the bedroom. This is my network neighborhood, whatever you'll call it. You can see this is the HDA. This is what the Amahi server thing does. It calls it an HDA. Now if I click on that, you can see I do have 2 shares. Well, actually 1 share. AVD, which is the one I was trying to set up, and you'll see there's nothing in it. So once I get that set up with the actual mounted AVD on there, I'll be able to click on that, and that will bring up my drives. So this part of it is working. So I'm getting closer all the time with this whole thing. So I still having a problem with my laptop doing the same thing as it always does. It gives me fits when I try to access certain shares, and it tells me I'm in the wrong, or the credentials don't work when I put in my name and password, which, you know, I know they're right because it works on everything else. Now some of them, just like this one, I never even had to put anything in. It just worked. That was it. It worked. So that's like I said, that's what I'm after, is to get that AVD, and there'll be a data drive also. Now this is just a public share, I think. I don't think there's anything in that. No, there's nothing in that either. Once I get this where it recognizes that, then I can go about setting up the share in Amahi, and there's a control panel for that. I'll show you that real quick, hopefully. HD, now let's get up here to the address bar. This, new tab page, keep changing, I don't know, HDA. You just type HDA in the address bar, and you come up with this, and log in, and this is what you come up with. Now the setup is here. This gives you access to, and I'll give you shares. This is the AVD that I have set up, and that's where it's supposed to be, I think. See, this is the part I'm not really sure about either, but there's your disks, and it lists the I think that's actually SDC is the data, or the AVD drive. I'm not really sure, but it gives you temperatures is all it gives. I don't know exactly what that's all about, but anyway, the network settings just tells you what the things are doing and things like that. Settings, there's several things under servers. So, you know, anyway, that's what I'm trying to set up. This seems to be a good way of doing it, so that's why I'm trying to do this. And like I said, it does work. I can actually access it. So that's as close as I've come. I've really come a long way since the last time I tried. So anyway, that's where I'm stuck at with that, and I'll get off here and do something else. Alright, now we're back on the bench and we're looking at the tube tester. You can see here I have the new cord ran into the grommet. It's hard to see the grommet there. I'll see if I can't tilt that up and show it a little bit better. There we go. Now you can see the new grommet right there. And it's in place, and this cord is the one from my heater, my little space heater that I had that stopped working. So I thought, well, it'll work. So anyway, that's what I did, used it. I just haven't got it hooked up yet. I've got the pieces where this is where one of them goes and this is where the other one goes. I've just got to turn my soldering iron on, get that all cleaned out, and strip the wire back. And I think instead of putting a knot in this like it was originally, I'm going to take one of those cable ties, put around it so it can't come out. And I think that'll hold it. It's pretty tight in there anyway. This is a lot fatter cord than what was on there. So I'm trying to run this down around this way if I can. Keep it out of the way of the tubes as best as possible. So that's what I'm after. See if I put a little more loop in it maybe. I may have to put a little screw or a hole there or something to hold it down, but I want to keep it away from the tube sockets as best as possible. I thought about running under here. I can do that. It's got a hole under the transformer. I could run it right under there, but I'm just afraid the AC line running where these wires are going. I'm not sure if that's a good thing. So for the time being anyway, I think I'll just put it back this way and it'll be done. That's that. So that's where I'm at with that. What else is there? Hang on just a second. Let me figure out what else I had to talk about. I know what it was now. The last thing I wanted to say today is the VideoPad editor. I have used it for the last 2 or 3 videos, and some things I've noted on it, I'm going to point those out when I do start editing this video here. It has a narration feature on it, and I'm going to try that out, see if that works, and that's what I'm going to do. So the last part of this will be probably a screenshot or two of VideoPad, and that should do that. And then I will come back for the last bit, and still haven't got my chair fixed, by the way. I'm still down in the hole. So let's see, there's a couple of things here that I wanted to mention. This I want to play around with here shortly. I've got a couple, 3 things to breadboard. Robert's given me some suggestions on how to get more gain out of the this amplifier here, if you remember that one. And I'm going to breadboard up. I've got new chips. You know, I bought 10 of them or whatever it was, 20, whatever it was. And I'm going to go ahead and breadboard a circuit just like this one and put his modification in it, see what kind of, use the scope, see what kind of difference in the gain I get. So that's what we're trying to do, and that's what we will do. Oh, this is the other thing. Here it is. I got this in the mail too. This is actually, it was an 8 gig flash drive, well not flash drive, SD card, mini SD card, and it comes with the adapter obviously. This came with it. This is a USB to a card adapter, I guess is what it would be. It goes in there like that, and then you can read the cards off of the USB, which is kind of nice. It does work. So I was able to put a operating system on here and boot that up. This is my Fedora 25 workstation live, basically, and that's what I put that on. I tried that first. I couldn't get it to work. My computer just does not. It's a little older motherboard, and it just doesn't recognize the USBs all the time. So I ended up having to do a DVD, but I got that job done, so I'm not worried about that. And I have that DVD now in case something else goes wrong with it. I can use that to fix it. So anyway, let's get back to the let's go to the editor next, and then I'll do the ending, and we'll be done. Alright, one of the first things you want to look at here is the nag screen that's on VideoPad. If you use the free version, you have to click on this every time without fail, and like I said, it's a pain in the butt, but it's free. So alright, let's continue on. Alright, here with you on this tutorial, or not tutorial, VideoPad editor. Just trying some things out. First thing I'm going to do is add some files. We'll go up here to add files, click that, and go to my videos, import, and it should be the last one. Catch up, I think is what it says. Yes, and I have several of those to add to the list. Put those all in at the same time like that, and they will be added up in this area up in here. They should appear. There they are. It's pretty easy to add stuff to. Okay, that's not a hard part to do it. The thing is, I'm gonna arrange these a little bit, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll bring you back for that. Alright, well, here we are in the VideoPad editor. If you've seen the picture, the first thing I pointed out was the fact that there's a nag screen that comes up with the free version every time, which is a pain in the butt, but you know, it's free. So you click that off, and that's all you got to do. This is basically what it looks like with the video loaded. It is a very what's the word I'm looking for? It's a pretty good editor. I don't have a problem with it at all. The things that are problematic with it, it does leave some artifacts on the timeline. If you move these videos around, in other words, if you take and delete this one, there'll probably an artifact right at the end there. In other words, a very small portion of the video doesn't go. It stays there, and you have to basically manually delete that, which it's not hard to do. Now, if you just edit it and you're done with it, I don't think there's any problem. Like I say, it'll play fine.
Good afternoon, YouTube. Here with you on this Saturday afternoon.
That was the start of it, obviously.
Haven't made a video for a while.
And the fades are easy to use. Right here, this thing here is a fade between the two clips, and I like to use crossfades. You guys know that. A lot of features on this thing. Like I said, I don't think it's a bad editor. It's actually a good free editor. It's not hard to use, and it's powerful. I mean, you know, all your video files are here. You choose the open here, and put all your files in, and it's pretty easy to use, really. So basically, that's basically what it is. Export, it will export out to just like any other editor does, MP4s, and then it will upload to, if you click on the export, you can choose like a YouTube, and it will actually just send the file directly to YouTube. I don't like using those. I never have liked using those, so I always just go ahead and put mine into a video file, and then like I said, go ahead and set the settings like I want. Here lately I've been shooting with the Sony Vloggy, so I've been doing them in 720 HP or HD. So that's pretty much it. Like I said, I'm still using it, so I'm enjoying using it. I haven't forgot about Shotcut. I still have things in it, but I just thought, I'll try this one out. Give somebody else a chance, maybe that wants a nice editor that works fairly well. That's just my thoughts on it. So anybody else wants to try it out, let me know what they think about it. I mean, you can look on YouTube and see all kinds of tutorials for it, things like that. People's other people's opinions. But again, for a free editor, it's much better than Windows Movie Maker. And for those who haven't realized it yet, Windows Movie Maker is going away. They do not you can't download it anymore, at least not from Microsoft. So you know, it may be time to move on and try to find something new. And this is one of the free ones that's actually pretty good. So just thought I'd pass that along. And like I said, I've done the last, I know, 3 videos with it, and this will be the 4th, I think. So that's about it. You guys, I'm going back to the closing camera now shot, and we'll talk to you later.
Alright, now you've seen everything I've been working on. I have been busy, I just haven't been sitting around doing nothing. I just didn't feel like doing a video. So, if I appear to be a little taller, it's because I've got the camera sitting on something a little lower than what it was sitting on. Just to see if that made any difference. So, anyway, that's going to do it for this time. I hope you guys learned something on that editor, because I think it's basically a good editor. But there are just some few minor things, those artifacts for one thing, but they're easy to get rid of, and so, like I said, it's not really something that you don't have to worry about. But so that's all to do that. You guys, it's been snowing here in beautiful downtown Seymour, so not the best weather. And I don't know if I mentioned or not, but I've been under the weather as well. I had a little bug going around, I guess, a little stomach bug. Didn't feel all that well today. I was supposed to go to Kylie's volleyball game, but didn't get to go because I didn't feel good on that. So, you guys that have stomach bugs every now and then know that, you know, it's not no fun sitting there when you got to run to the bathroom for 5 minutes. So, anywho, like I say, you guys have a wonderful day wherever you're at. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see ya.
That's all, folks.